everybody. It's your buddy, Skip. I'm going to do question and answer a little bit. Lucy Edwards says, where do you get your news? I would like to subscribe to that newspaper. I keep seeing fire trucks and ambulances going by. I see cops pulling people over. Saw an accident near St. Timothy on Sunday. Nothing in the paper. I know fires happen here with electric golf carts plugged into garages. It's bound to happen sometime. Yes, you're right. That's why they call it the Happy Paper. Local newspaper here is owned by the developer. And so basically anything that's going to possibly hurt the sales of homes doesn't go in that paper very often. Very, very rare that you're going to see anything about a house burglary or drugs or any of that kind of stuff. And that's just the way it is. He's in control of his paper and he has the right to print whatever he wants to print. I get my news from 3 and 4 different places. But the one decent place to get news, and you can subscribe, and it's a monthly fee on new and updated news. You don't have to pay that. You can get recent news. It won't be the updated news, but it's villagesnews.com. It's specific in how you type that in. I think it's thevillages-news.com, and I think the T in the V in villages, and the N in news is capitalized. I'll find that if I can, the exact link, and I'll put that in a description box below, and then you can click on that, and that's where I get some of it, not all of it. I get other news from the villages, actually from outsources. One of them is out of Orlando, and every now and then they'll put a report about the villages down there, and I like using that because it's more of an unbiased opinion, because it's an outside network commenting on something here. Another news source I get actually comes from the Ocala area, and they'll report sometimes things here. But for the most part, I get my news from the villages-news.com. And then some of the other news that I'll get around here locally, depending on what the news is from people I talk to, residents, fire people, police officers, things of that nature. And I can count on that being accurate, such as on I-75 a couple days ago, an overturned cattle hauling semi-truck turned over on the interstate. I don't know what happened, but something like 19 of the cows that he was hauling, I don't know what kind of cows they were, probably beef cattle, be my guess, I don't know that, perished in that accident. So that had to be a real mess to clean all that up. So I haven't reported that. I mean, that's news, but that's where I get it from. A lot of times it's people that's been there, done that. You and Me Along the Way has subscribed. You and Me Along the Way. I'll have to check on their YouTube channel. Welcome to my channel. I'm assuming you're probably not watching this channel. You're probably watching my RV channel. I can only guess that's where you're at, just by the name, You and Me Along the Way. I don't know where you're at, but right after my Wednesday night live show, we're going to pack up what's left. Hopefully my RV and my car will be hooked up right out in front of the house out here. And according to my deed and restrictions here, I'm allowed 72 hours for packing and unpacking a trailer or RV. So I'm going to park it right out in front of my house. I hate doing that. I don't like street parking whatsoever, but I can't get it in my driveway with the car in tow. I just can't. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to park it out here at night. Sue will come home. I'm going to load up the car, crank her down, and she should be ready to go. And then we're just going to try to get some sleep. The odds are I'm not going to get very good sleep because I'm always kind of anxious the night before and I don't sleep well. And I'd like to be on the road and rolling by 4 o'clock in the morning. Will that happen? We will see, as Yanae used to say. We will see. But welcome to the channel. I'll check yours out. I'm coming here from a guy named Chris Carter. Says, I am an Indiana State Trooper. My wife and I, along with another trooper and his wife, are coming down the first week of October 2020. October's a good month. It is. You'll like it. Weather's good, decent, warm. The humidity's down. Snowbirds hasn't really arrived yet, but they're just, at that time of the year, they're just starting to kind of float in one by one. They generally don't really get here until after Christmas. It says, what's up with the Superior Police hat? Oh, this one? Well, Sue and I met a really nice couple. They came down. But anyway, he's a police officer up there. And they came down to check the villages out. He watches my videos and probably other people's videos at the same time. I guess he decided he needed to come down and check it out. He's getting, I think if I remember right, he told me he could retire any time. He hasn't retired yet. He could retire at any time, and he was looking for possibly a place to come down. I think he's on the fence about as a snowbird or as a full-timer. He's kind of working back and forth on that, which, you know, that's something everybody's got to make their mind up about. So, but he came down and he sent us an email and said he'd like to meet us or whatever, and I suggested, well, let's go over to, where did we go? We went over to that one Metro Diner. First time I've ever been there. And I've heard a lot about it, but I've never been there. And I know Sue and Deb's been there, but I haven't. So we went there, met him, and he asked a lot of questions. His wife asked a lot of questions, and we just give him, well, you guys know me. I just give him the answers off my cuff. Detailed questions like how much for this or how much for that. That's why Sue's there. Because as you know, I generally have no idea. I know about on a lot of stuff, but I don't know exactly. Like, I know that our property taxes here is around $4,000 a year, but about $2,000 of that's the bond. Notice I said about $2,000 of that's the bond. I don't really know exactly how much our bond payment is. It may be $1,800, maybe $2,250. I don't know that, but Sue does because she pays the bill. Somebody says, how much is your electric there? Because we're total electric in District 10, our area here. Total electric. There's no gas whatsoever. I say, well, it averages probably around $80 to $100 a month. That's probably where it averages. I don't know where it peaks out. Probably in the middle of summer when the air conditioner has to run 24 hours a day. That's probably the biggest draw that we have. So why does it peak out? I don't know. Sue knows. And when it bottoms out, like in the wintertime, we don't hardly run nothing. So right now our electric bill is probably dirt cheap. How much is it exactly? I don't know. But I do know that we average about $100 a month. That's where it averages. And that's why I have her, because some people want to know exactly, and I don't know exactly. And he says that's how I got the Superior hat. I got off subject, didn't I? He brought a couple of them down. He brought one for me and one for Sue. Sue doesn't wear this kind of hat. She wears other kinds of hats. And so he took that hat back. I wish she would have told him yes, because I didn't really realize it at the time. These are the good hats. And the guys that wear hats know what I'm talking about. These are they're longer in the back, the fitted hats. They don't have the adjustable band back here. They don't have that, you know what I'm talking about, the snap or the Velcro adjustment. These are the, yeah. I wish she'd have said yes. I'd have kept that other one for me. But anyway, yeah, I got that from him and his wife. He brought that down. And I think the Superior Police Department up there, there's a few other guys up there that watch my channel. Hey, everybody. So he was down there checking things out. And he brought them down for us. He says, give me a good address to send you a real hat. Ha ha, seriously. My mailing address is below every video. Every video. It's right down there. It has the P.O. Box. P.O. Box 337. I forget the zip. I have to look it up all the time. It's in Wildwood, Florida. Anyway, the P.O. Box down below this video. That's the mailing address for me. I'm not giving you my house address. Forget it. I am a cybercrimes, computer, forensics, and cell phone investigator. Sounds like a lot. I was on the ISP bomb squad for 10 years. Ooh. You know, I know it sounds dangerous, but these guys are trained. These guys have special equipment. They have all this stuff. It's like an army. So I'm saying in a long run, these guys are 99% safe because they know what they're doing. But accidents happen, and that's a scary thing, ain't it? One little mistake. I need a bomb squad hat. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll wear it. I love it. We like to party, so we are hoping we will fit in. You'll be fine. We're just down-to-earth Indiana folk. I know Indiana people. Indiana, Illinois, Ohio. Not so much Eastern Ohio, but Western Ohio, Michigan. But you know, for some reason, I don't know why, when I'm down here and I talk to people from Indiana, Illinois, or that Midwestern area right there, I can tell. I don't know why I can tell. I just seem to be able to relate to them a whole lot more than I can, say, somebody from New Jersey. Even though that Tom Waters, who's a friend of mine, lives down the road. I go down and joke with him all the time. He's a fun guy. And he's from New Jersey. So I don't know why I say that, but it just seems like the people up from the northeastern area up there, they're just different. It's just the way they've been living their whole life, like from Long Island people or New York City people. They just, I don't get along with most of them people, to be honest with you. I just don't. So anyway, when you come down, yeah, if I'm around, give me a buzz. I'll meet you somewhere and we'll have a beer. If you want to party, they're party. You know, what's a party? Party animals. I don't know what that is. But anyway, go down to the square. You're going to probably be staying over at the bungalows across the road there from Brownwood. Brownwood Square, 5 o'clock in the afternoon till 9 o'clock at night. That's when the band, the dancing, and for the first hour, put this in your book, the first hour when the square opens up, they have kiosks around the square for your drinks if you want to buy a drink, like a beer or whatever. And the first hour, I think some of the drinks, not all of them, are 2 for 1. I'm not sure which ones are which because I don't really buy that much down there because it's gotten to be too hectic for me in the wintertime. But I know that the beers that I get down there are 2 for 1. And I'm not sure about the margaritas and all that. I think the margaritas are, but what they do, instead of giving you a small, normal-sized margarita, they just give you a large glass margarita, and that is like 2 margaritas in 1 glass, and that's what they do. And I only know that because my wife usually gets margaritas when we go down there. She says they're pretty good. I don't know because I don't drink them. And in any country club, especially on Friday and Saturday night, most country clubs outside has usually music going on. They got a dancing area out there, and of course you're outside with a lot of other people. You can meander, you can mingle, you can talk to a lot of people about the villages, get their opinions, see where they live, how long have they been here, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, go to one of the country clubs. My favorite is Evans Prairie. I know what Evans Prairie is, but there's a lot of them around here. From where you're at, the 3 closest ones right now would be Evans Prairie, Belglade, and Bonifay, which is not too far from Evans Prairie, actually. Those 3. And they all pretty much have music and dancing and stuff on the weekends outside, not inside. Question about Chalier Villa Tour. Says, I'm from Northern California where the temps in the summers often exceed 100. However, but very few days with high humidity. How bad are your summers as far as days and nights? Summers here in the days is just hot. Very seldom, I don't know if I've ever really seen a day since I've lived here full time where it got to be 100. Hot, yes, 90s generally. 90, 92, 94, maybe 95 or so on an average. There might have been a day last year where maybe it did reach 100. I don't really look at the temperature every day. But I'm going to say basically high 80s to low to mid 90s in the summer on an average. Now, keep that in mind, summer is our rainy season. So it rains literally here every evening. It comes in around 4 or 5 o'clock and rains, cools everything right down. But then the humidity takes over. So yeah, the humidity here in the summertime is something you have to deal with. It's very humid all summer long. There's just no getting around it. It is what it is. So if humidity bothers you, if you have a problem, a breathing problem, and I've always told people that if you have a breathing problem of some type, then this may not be the area for you at all, because you got the heat, you got the humidity in the air, moisture in the air, and you're going to be one of the people that's going to be trapped indoors really in the air conditioning, and you're not going to be able to go outside much except maybe in the evenings or early in the morning, and that's it. So you don't want to spend your life trapped indoors, I wouldn't think. So yeah, heat and humidity here is an issue and can be an issue. So I've always recommended to people, before you buy, this is a great place to live. There's more things that goes on here than any place I've ever been. Before you buy, before you sink that dollar on something that you're stuck in, if you buy a new home, this is just some interesting information that maybe most people don't know. When you buy a brand new home here, in your restrictions is you can't resell that home until you've lived in it for 1 year. You have to own it for 1 year before you can relist it. So if you buy a home 6 months later, you decide, I just can't live here, I gotta go, you can't sell that house for 6 more months. So just know that. Pre-owned homes don't follow that rule, obviously, but new ones do. And you may be a good candidate for a snowbird. Stay up north in the summer where it's a little cooler, where maybe you can breathe better, whatever the case may be. And then come down here in the wintertime when it's cooler. And like right now, the humidity right now is not bad at all. I don't know what it is, but it's not bad at all. It's fine. I'm not standing around sweating. I'm sitting out in my lanai. The fan's not going. I got this door here open. I got the screen door on that side open, so I get a cross breeze. The rest of the doors are shut. And I'm sitting out here very comfortable. Oh, by the way, beer of the day, Yingling Lager. So, yeah, if you have a breathing issue, I'm going to say you're a good candidate for a snowbird, or maybe this just isn't the place for you. I got some other things that I could comment on. One was a job list. I got 2 or 3 people, actually I got a lot of them, but at least 2 or 3 that sticks in my mind, that said thank you for the job list, because they were wondering if there was any jobs down here that they could do to help supplement their income and have things to do. One of them was about the hospital and all the different jobs there was there for, like, I don't know, nurses' aides, I suppose. Whatever I read, I don't even remember what I read. What I read to you came right out of the village's jobs list. And so, hey, no problem. I didn't expect that to have that much following, really, but you're welcome. I'm going to comment on one thing real quick. I got an email from somebody. I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was a question or he was just wanting to make a kind of a snotty comment. I don't know, but I'm going to answer it. He sent me an email. I don't remember who it was. I wish I probably deleted it, because on most emails, if I think they're a little goofy, I just ignore them, delete them. I don't even answer them. Says his email said something like, I hope there's more things to do down there other than golf, drink beer, and dance. I'm not interested in any of that. Well, apparently he's never watched any of my videos. And apparently he's never watched anybody else's videos down here. There's over, I'm going to say it again, there's over 3,000 clubs and activities here to do. I've talked about pickleball, I've talked about tennis, I've talked about shuffleboard, I've talked about bocce ball, golf, archery, bowling teams here, softball. We have the largest softball leagues of anywhere in Florida, I think, and it's all played right here. Horseback ride, it just goes on and on and on. Car clubs, 100 car clubs. The largest Corvette club in the state of Florida anyway is right here. Military stuff here goes on all the time. So I got over 800 videos. I would suggest, before you make a comment about, I think what he's doing is make a snide comment toward me. And that's fine. I came here for what I come here for. You're going to come here for whatever you want to come here for, or you're not going to come here, because you just don't like it, and that's up to you. 3,000 clubs and activities. If you can't find something around here to keep yourself busy, it's because you don't want to. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Ask anybody that's been here, ask anybody that's lived here, and anybody that lives here that wants to make a little comment about that guy that made that statement, leave a comment down below. Let him know what there are to do here, because apparently he doesn't watch very many videos. He probably seen one video maybe and thought, is that all there is? Well, 800 some videos, man. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. You guys have a great day. It's a great day today. It's in the 80s today. Slight breeze, very sunny. White puffy clouds, blue sky. Life is good. See you on the other side.